Hi, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about Penrith, which is located in Queenstown. For those people who do not know Queenstown that well, this is an estate that has proven time and time again. The projects over here are very well received both by investors as well as own-stay homeowners. And it also happens to be one of the estates that consistently produce a lot of profitable projects for investors and homeowners alike. Now, where exactly is Penrith? If you are not so familiar with this location, it is actually walking distance to Queenstown MRT and just right beside Queenstown Primary School. For those people who live nearby over here, you may have known that this area used to be a big open space car park. And just to give you a site orientation, from Queenstown Exit B, there is a pathway along Commonwealth Towers that is sheltered towards the Alexandra Canal Linear Park. And walking along the linear park, you will pass by Queenstown Primary School, and that plot of land just beside Queenstown Primary School, that is where Penrith is located. Of course, if you are walking in this manner, you will hit Penrith side gate in around 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes thereabout. Of course, if you want to walk the full sheltered walkway, there will be a connecting walkway towards the opposite block 83. So it is slightly a longer path to take the fully sheltered walkway. It is about 4.5 minutes thereabout. It is still within 5 minutes walk towards a Queenstown MRT station. And of course, we are talking about full sheltered walkway all the way to Queenstown MRT.
Right, so some quick information on the project, which is called the Penrith. The developer will be Hong Leong and GuocoLand. So these are renowned names in all the projects that have been going on in the years in Singapore. And the address will be at Margaret Drive, District 3. And of course, this land will be 99 years land with the expected TOP to be in 2029. Right, so the site area will be about 100,000 square feet. So that's a good amount of space for a project in recent years. All right, and there will be an early childhood development center, which is also known as the childcare in the project itself. So for owners who are staying there, you can always send your kids to your childcare conveniently. There will be 2 towers, which goes all the way up to 40 stories. So you will be one of the last few plots which are of high rise in this area. There will be a total of 462 units in the development, and car park lots will be 376. So really pretty good, even though it's pretty near to the MRT station. Okay, so the architect is ADDP Architects. You'll be familiar with this if you have been watching our videos for the last year. And the main con will be Lian Bing Group Private Limited.
Just to briefly touch on, for those people who are familiar with Hong Leong and GuocoLand projects, recent projects, there are some priorities or discounts given to those people who are potential owners or tenants of these past projects. But of course, the details, please reach out to us. If you are interested in this particular project, you may enjoy some kind of benefit if you own a past project of the developers as well. Alright, so for those people who are familiar with District 3 Queenstown area, you would have known that there has been quite some time there isn't any new projects being introduced. The last one being Sterling Residences. And if you check out the performance of Sterling Residences, the owners over there are also sitting on very good profits. And since 2014, 2013, I have been very much involved with the projects around here, starting from Commonwealth Towers, Queen's Peak, Margaretville, and Sterling Residences. I'm very happy to say that all the past buyers of ours, right, have actually been enjoying very good profit buying properties over at this area. This is a very mature area, very tested and proven, high demand and high attractiveness by investors as well.
Right, so now in terms of the location, even though the project itself is not right beside the MRT, so this is actually okay because the MRT is above ground. Right, so you do get track noise and traffic noises in terms of that kind of situation. But the good thing is, of course, since we are in this location, the north side of it is towards the GCBA, which is the Redoubt Park and also the Ridley Park. Right, so you do get a permanent unblocked view. And these are some images of how the north side of Penrith will look like.
Now, talking about the facilities and the site design, of course, Queenstown area, if you know the history, is inspired by, I think, Princess Elizabeth or something. I'm so sorry if the history, but it is inspired by some royalty that visited in the past, and this area has been named Queenstown. If you know that Penrith, right, it has that kind of inspiration taken from this suburban area from England. So some of the design, overall feel and all this thing is taking inspiration from there as well. Overall, in terms of facilities, you get a full-fledged condo facilities. You have a proper tennis court, a swimming pool, gym, and also a rooftop sky garden located on 40th floor of both blocks. You can bring your guests high up over there to enjoy the panoramic view all around you. I think for Queenstown area, those people who are living very close to the Queenstown MRT, you would know that it's somewhat clustered in a sense, because everywhere you look out, you are surrounded by buildings. All the buildings around here are pretty tall. So it's rare to find a site whereby you are looking towards the northwards. It's pretty much very unblocked in terms of the views as well. So it will be a very good vantage point for you to bring your guests and your families to enjoy during the weekends or events like birthday parties. And in terms of convenience, you have 3 side gates for pedestrians, so it's very convenient to exit depending on where you want to go. And basement car park, as well as 2 level of multi-story car park, which is connected by the ground floor. So it is full sheltered to where your car park is. And it's a full-fledged condo facilities. As mentioned, you get all your condo facilities, including a tennis court.
So now moving on to the floor plan, we're going to start with the 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. This is coming at you at 614 square feet. So looking at this kind of layout, it is a conventional layout. It's not the dumbbell kind of layout, right? So your bedrooms, you have it on the left side, and your master bedroom and your master bathroom is in such a way that, let's say, again, if you're looking at the whole floor plan here, the bedroom 2 has this wall which is not a structural wall. So in the case where you want to even further expand and use this as a one whole space for you as a couple or even a single person, right? You can do that also, right? But the one thing if I were to pick on is the walkway from the entrance. It's a little long and I feel like it might not be of much use, right? But then of course, when we look at the next layout, which is the 2 bedroom premium, this is 678 square feet. Now here is where you get the dumbbell layout, right? And your bathroom for your bedroom 2 comes with a Jack and Jill concept. So the guests don't have to go into the bedroom to go to your bathroom, right? They can just come from the outer side, right? And the kitchen in this aspect, if you can look at it, it can be enclosed. So that is a plus point in my opinion, right? And one thing though, if the price point for these 2 units are not too far off on the launch day, of course, this is when if you engage us, and then we go through with you on the unit selection, what to look out for, the pricing, the kind of layout in terms of which bedroom types you're looking at. That is really very important when you are choosing it on the launch day itself. So do reach out to us early and we'll go through with you the available options and also the possible pricing that you are looking at.
Now moving on to the 3 bedroom, 786 square feet might seem very small at the start, but when you look at the floor plan itself, right, what I like is that all 3 bedrooms are able to fit in the queen bed, and the living and dining is still spacious enough that you can put in the 6-seater dining table and chairs over there. So I feel it's pretty quite well designed. Your kitchen, there's still for your kitchen, there's still natural ventilation, and there's a sliding door to enclose it up if you're doing your food preparation. And 2 bathrooms over here are naturally ventilated. You can open up the kitchen as well. Once again, this is a harmonized project, which means that the AC latch and the RC and all this is not counted as part of the strata. So 786 is what you are paying that you'll be using for, inclusive of the balcony, of course. If I really want to nitpick about this 786 square feet is that slightly a little bit of a walkway being wasted at the start of the entrance, and of course being GLS and they're all going this PPVC method of construction, right? The walls between the master bedroom and the bedroom 2 is non-hackable. So in some sense, if you want to break up entirely to become a giant master room, that would not be possible. Now moving on to the 850 square feet 3 bedroom. One thing, as you mentioned as well, as you walk in from the main entrance, there's a bit of walkway, which I think you can creatively use it up as part of the dry kitchen area, because if you look at it this way, right, your kitchen can be enclosed up. On just outside of the kitchen, right, there's a bit of a space that you can possibly to build up something like a countertop, pantry area that you can use it up, double up as a dry kitchen area. And if you notice as well, right, the living and dining space is much bigger compared to the 786 square feet. Also looking at the master bedroom, I think it is slightly bigger compared to the 786 square feet as well. And once again, all bathrooms as well as kitchen, they have windows, which means that there is natural ventilation and your unit can breathe. Next will be the 936 square feet. So overall, I think the overall look and feel is quite similar to the previous 850 square feet, except the fact that you have additional stall as well as the yard space, as well as a small WC in your kitchen area, which I think that this is very helpful for families with live-in helper, and if you want to use this as a live-in helper bedroom for your store area, it is possible. Of course, if you're buying this, if you want to make the store area like a flexi space, like a study area, do take note that the wall over there, you can also possibly customize it by breaking it down, and you can close up the door that is facing towards the kitchen area, and this area can be doubled up as a study space for you as well. And last but not least, the 1066 3-bedroom premium. Moving on, you have a much living and dining space. This is really more for the luxurious feel, and you really have a bigger kitchen area to work on in terms of your food preparation. Same concept, you have the yard, WC, as well as a store at the back of the kitchen area. And for your master bedroom, you have a much bigger space plus a walk-in wardrobe. And if this is not sufficient, there is always possibility in terms of the space that can build within the bedroom itself for additional wardrobe needs.
And now we are moving on to the 4-bedroom layouts. There are two different kind of layouts. So the first one will be 4A. This one, if you look at the living room, it has more of a vertical, longish kind of living room. So from your kitchen, you will go to your living room, to your balcony, and these are all decently sized. And 3 bedrooms here, you'll be sharing 1 bathroom. So in my opinion, that will be one of the things that I would consider if I'm going to get this unit. All right, and the master bedroom, you have pretty decent size, plus you have a wardrobe space that is pretty big. So even if it's not enough, maybe you can just hack away one of the bedroom side walls to make it into a sort of like a walk-in wardrobe area. For 4B, if you are looking at this, the main difference that you will realize is that the living room is more of a landscape kind of layout. So you do get that wide open feel and more generous light coming into your house. For this one, you will have the bedroom 4, if you look at it, the bathroom is more or less kind of dedicated to bedroom 4. So that can be sort of like a junior master. Bedroom 2 and bedroom 3, you do get a Jack and Jill concept. In the bathroom is just in the middle. And the master bedroom is all the way tucked to the side with a master bathroom and your walk-in wardrobe area. So the thing about this project, we realized is that there are no bathtub provided, and you don't get like a double sink in the master bathroom. And there are also no private lifts in any of the units in this development.
And once again, here are some visuals of how it looks like for Penrith. Overall, I think the look and feel design is very nicely done up, and I think it will be ideal for family to consider staying in Queenstown area. This is something that will be appealing to them, and overall, the floor plan is squarish and efficient. I think overall, it will be very well received. Now, once again, we would like to show you this image over here. As you can see that the profitability of some of the newer projects over here within walking distance of Queenstown MRT, they do tend to perform pretty well over the years. As you can see, starting from the earlier ones at Commonwealth Towers, right? You can see that the 2-bedroom on the average making 250,000 in terms of the profit, 3-bedroom making about close to 400,000 in terms of the average profit, and 4-bedroom making about $500,000 in terms of the average profit. Queen's Peak, also same thing. You can see that the 2-bedroom, similar performance compared to the Commonwealth Towers, all the way to the newest one, Sterling Residences, at the average 288,000 in terms of the average profitable transactions. So over here in Queenstown, right, we are pretty confident that this is an estate with tried and tested condos that's happening over here, and this is really the last plot of land that is very close to Queenstown MRT that you can take part in terms of the opportunity buying in this area. And if you look at where Queenstown is located, right, it is a very strategic location whereby it is able to attract very strong tenant pool coming from even the north, south, east, west, I can put it this way. Personally, I call this stretch Golden Belt of the West, Central West in some sense, because on the west side of it, right, you know that Jurong Lake District is coming up. You know that how much Jayden is performing in terms of their sales over there. And towards the eastern side, right, you are just a few minutes away to Tanjong Pagar, Raffles Place, where your core tenant pool is coming from. A lot of these overseas expats tenants, they are coming to rent in Singapore, right? The first few years, yes, they might be going for where is very near their workplace, but after staying a few years, they may feel that they want to go somewhere a bit more heartland. That's where that they will explore a few MRT stations down, and Red Hill, Queenstown, these are the potential areas that they may be looking at to rent in terms of where they want to stay. And not forgetting that we are just minutes away from the Greater One North, where we see that there's a lot of tech companies over there with high paying jobs, tenants, that those tenants, if they do not want to stay within the Greater One North region, they may want to leave something that is more tested and proven, more amenities, more stronger connectivity. Queenstown area is one of the places that they will consider. Likewise, northwest, you are heading Holland V area, Bukit Timah area. Likewise, these are the area that is very, very strong in terms of the overall lifestyle appealing factors as well. And even further down south, you will have places like your Alexandra, Mapletree, Pasir Panjang area, and also the Harbourfront. These are all very strong tenants pool that you can potentially tap on as well.
Right, so after talking about Penrith so much and so much in depth, there are some questions that the viewers will definitely ask. And one of it is, since we mentioned that this is one of the plot of land that may be the last one in this area, wouldn't that mean that this project is only going to help the other projects to push up their prices? So what about our exit strategy here?
Yeah, so actually, yes, we are the last plot that is walking distance to Queenstown MRT, and also the last plot that is a high rise. If you look at the master plan itself, right, further outwards, there is still a lot of residential plot of land that is subject to detailed planning. And if you notice, right, they are of also a lower plot ratio, which also means that these few plots, right, could likely be low rise. And it makes sense, right, because if you want to have high rise that is looking outwards, you wouldn't want the buildings in front of you to be taller or same height as you that block your view. So in some sense, I feel that Penrith is very well located and well positioned to take advantage. At the same time, when all these future residential lands that launch, right, the chances are developer may bid same price or even higher price compared to Penrith. And the saying always goes that way, that we always want to buy in as early as possible. So moving back to the reference of the past projects that has been bought earlier, Commonwealth Towers, Sterling Residences, Queen's Peak, all these projects has proven time and time again that this area has very high demand. And here is the imagery of how, in terms of the price matrix, will look like in terms of Penrith. Once again, this is not the official indicative guide price given by the developer. This is only based on an estimate from as low as the 2,600 all the way to 3,200 per square feet times the size that we are getting at over at Penrith. You can see that potentially, if you are able to get a 2-bed 1-bath, slightly just below 1.6 million, I think this is a very, very strong entry price given that what we have talked about so far over at Queenstown. But of course, I just want to use 2,800 as a benchmark to talk about. If let's say we are talking about the 786, the smallest 3-bedroom over here, the entry of 2,800 per square feet, we are talking about a 2.2 million, which to me is very, very appealing for a family to get into the condo market as a starter home, or even for young couples which have high income. This may be one of the options that we want to buy into as well, in terms of a very strong foothold into the property market.
Right, so that has been quite a heavy video for you to watch, and we have a lot more to share with you in the case that you are looking to choose a unit in Penrith. So for that, do reach out to us early and we'll help you with the unit selection in accordance to what your objectives are. Right, so with that, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. See you.
Bye-bye.